Round three has begun. The extra piece is going off a cliff. Guys, Bitcoin looks like it's about to go through the roof again. Why? Okay, here it is, here it is, here it is. Everyone is being wiped out. Guys, everyone and their dogs are going to be wiped out. In the last 24 hours, more than $500 million has been taken out of the Bitcoin market. But this happened about 12 hours ago. So, because Bitcoin is going down so hard right now, that must be more than $1 billion by now, right? Why we told you guys what we said, we were actually telling you that something strange was going to happen in Bitcoin land. Do you remember? If so, check this out. The 80,000 Bitcoin will has been triggered, and now the fun starts. People who own Bitcoin are now selling their Bitcoins. It was this Bitcoin out with 80,000 Bitcoin worth $10 billion that was sent to Galaxy Digital for a total of 16,000. But that was a few weeks ago, okay? Bitcoin is being sent to platforms by Galaxy Digital. Bybit and Binance have only received Bitcoin directly since 2000. Okay, this happened a few weeks ago, but here it is. Galaxy Digital then starts sending the Bitcoin to platforms so that they might be able to sell them. Almost $9 billion worth of Bitcoin has already been sent out and is being dumped on. They have dumped the most Bitcoin since they bought 80,000 Bitcoin last week. You can see all of these Bitcoin payments, right? It's only a few clips, but it all adds up, right? Something a lot bigger. What do we say? Follow the money instead of the stories. There's a big problem if you see these Bitcoin whales getting out. Not only that, but Chris Larsson has too. What's going on? Yes? What's going on? I do know that Davey Schwartz hasn't told us to sell yet, though. I think we're still not at the top. I need to talk about XRP right away because it's obviously an emergency. There is an issue. Not only does XRP need to stay at this level, I mean it. It's not following the last pump if it doesn't. Okay? I think it will stay at this level because it needs to not. Bullish divergence is taking shape right now because of this. We hope it does. I believe it will die if it doesn't. In the last 8 hours, Galaxy Digital has sent more than 10,000 Bitcoin worth $1 billion to platforms. The Bitcoin OG has 80,000 Bitcoin, which is where the 10,000 Bitcoin comes from. Yes? So these whales, or at least this one, but it's still so strange, right? It's really odd that it's happening now. A different whale from 2011 woke up and sold 14,000 Bitcoin. What the heck? Okay, so is it the same will or more than one? It seems like more than one to me, right? The reason is that 4,000 Bitcoins, which is about $500 million, were sent from an unknown person. It is a Coinbase, right? What if that was sold off? It looks like a lot of whales are moving their Bitcoins to exchanges, right? It's possible to sell off. That's right. Galaxy Digital sells off 30,000 Bitcoin overnight, which drops the price below 115K. Yes? So everyone is trying to figure out what's going on. It's good to see the 2011 coins move. People are now watching every move. Do you guys know that some people are saying they have cracked the security if Satoshi were to be turned on? To getting their hands on these wallets, what would happen to the whole crypto market if Satoshi were to be turned on? Though, well, all the bots and people will sell as soon as you see a single coin move. So I think that when he sends the coins over, guys, everyone will be very scared, right? So if Satoshi sold, he would have to, if he transferred the coins, it would be over. That's really the big one. That's when things really fell apart. I wouldn't worry too much right now, even though these are like alarm bells, right? Right now, these moves are pretty much setting off an alarm. That's the reason we didn't dump as much, because $1 billion USD was created at the Tether treasury and another $1 billion here just before those wheels were turned on. Okay, so about 24 hours ago, which is making it less painful for us to go down because 210 million S2 was just sent from Kraken to buy Phoenix. Maybe to buy, right? To get the drop. Yes, I'm buying now. It looks like they're trying to not buy the selling pressure a bit, right? In other words, Bitcoin doesn't die. That's why we didn't dump as much. That's interesting. From short to FOMO, here's a fun fact for the day. The XRP ledger has only given out 100 billion XRP, not a single drop more since the beginning. Block 74,638 made 184 million Bitcoin appear out of thin air. It's crazy to think that the Bitcoin network has given out more tokens than the XRP ledger. Guys, that was a really long time ago. It was like, I don't know. It's been a while. But look at this. It happened in 2010. Yes, in 2010, back then. That's not right with this. Because this took place once upon a time, faced an unintentional danger with a major flaw, and its code was hacked, creating 184 billion Bitcoin out of thin air. This almost disaster could have ruined everything, but it only showed how strong Bitcoin is. Okay, so they kept it. I think the person who found this bug didn't do what they planned to do. Yes, and if he had, Bitcoin would have crashed. He instead told them about the bug, and they fixed it, guys. I'm pretty sure. Think about what would happen if we lived in a different world. But here's one more. Yes, it's not just Bitcoin whales, but Ripple is getting rid of XRP. 175 million XRP were moved by Ripple co-founder Sparks to ease worries. What's really strange about this is that there is a map showing when the dumps happen. This is crazy, guys. This map looks great. This information is very important. From 2014 to 2018, Chris Larsson never sold anything. The only time he sold something was, well, guess what? Very close to the top of the cycle. After that, we varied for many years. If you look at the sell times, you'll see that they weren't close to the top. Instead, they were after the top. But look at this time. He sold right before this pump for $3 and change. I'm guessing that was a sell because he needed the money, because it's strange. You can see that there was only one red line. I don't know how much these sells are, but they're probably a lot. It wasn't back then. It was probably for a few million. However, take a look at this. He sold the top more than once. He sold, guys. He clicked sell. The most one XRP could be worth was $3.30. Then it went on for months and months, right? He sold more. After that, he sold the most recent top. Okay. If you ask me, that is very strange because Chris Larsson is also doing this, not Ripple. Blockchain whales are too, though. Why? Yes, I really think there's something like a black swan trying to get a better deal around the corner. But I don't know what to do with Bitcoin. To be fair, guys, it's pretty weird, right? What do you think? Chris Larsson just wants to make money, but I think the Bitcoin whales are trying to get out of the market, right? Long as the Bitcoin whales sell everything, right? Chris Larsson isn't, but just a little bit. Larsson moved millions of XRP to platforms, which is the best news for XRP so far. People are worried. Yes, everyone is scared of this, but I don't see it that way. I think this is the bottom because you know that bad news is at the bottom. I told you to buy at $3, so 5 cents. Let us see what comes next. Yes, in a minute. I don't want everyone to sell, so let's talk about the charts, okay? That's the thing. I think we keep this level. About 90% of the time, I think we'll keep this level. I'll explain. It has to, because it really does. It has to stay on top of this building. I believe the run is over if it doesn't and breaks it. Even though it has never tried this support at 260, it could come back here and hold this level. But it's already too low at that point. That doesn't make sense to me because what did XRP do when it went from 50 cents to $3 and change in late 2024? It got higher, it went up, and then came back to try it as support. It never broke. It never went between the posts. Do you guys see this? This is what I mean. Now is a very important time I think I could. I like a 4-hourly bullish divergence formed here, which makes me think that there are bullish divergences on the way. For example, the hourly should push this up and so on. And it happened, but it didn't work because I think they needed an